Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Money Hub. You're probably familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk. He's an entrepreneur who grew his father's business from a humble liquor store into a wine empire through a combination of social media and content marketing. Today, he's a media mogul, best-selling author, and aspiring New York Jets owner. The man is a massive success and he's certainly no dummy. That said, unless you're a certain type of person in a very specific set of circumstances, following his jab jab crush it model could likely sabotage your shot at success. Before you call me crazy, let me tell you why, and let me also give you 10 reasons why people stopped watching Gary Vee. But guys, real quick before we start, I'd want you to hit that red subscribe button to enter our monthly shout out giveaway. Just comment down below saying I subscribed and we'll enter you into the giveaway. Number 1. He relies on brute force. Gary Vee talks a lot about how hard he works. He regularly stays up until 3 in the morning, sending and responding to emails to cement connections. He tweets in every spare minute he has, in cabs, in between meetings, during commercials, and when he's not doing all that, he's creating content and running his company. Believe me when I say I admire the guy, but the fact remains that his approach to building a following is all about brute force. It relies on huge sacrifices of rest, free time, and deep concentration. I'm sure you're a believer in hard work. Chances are you're already sacrificing sleep and a whole bunch of other things to run your business. But ask yourself honestly, with everything on your plate, do you have another 20 to 40 hours a week to devote to marketing yourself on the internet? And will you be able to keep up with the same pace if a massive client order comes in or an important new initiative pops up? Number 2. He creates bottlenecks. Imagine a factory assembly line where production depended entirely on one person. Whenever this person felt even a little bit under the weather, the operation started to lag. If he missed a week or more, it'd ground to a screeching halt. You may not realize it, but that's a Vaynerchuk model. The success of the whole operation rests almost entirely on his shoulders. Gary's employees are there to support him rather than the other way around. I know Gary Vee is one of the biggest success stories around. The man is a force of nature. However, unless you can be 100% sure you'll be able to maintain a consistent level of output and energy around the clock, putting the fate of your organization's entire online marketing program in your hands alone can be a recipe for disaster. Number 3. His approach isn't scalable. Many viewers of this video will want to build a business that will stand the test of time. They are looking to grow, expand into other ventures, or retire to Tahiti with millions in their bank. If any of this rings true for you, remember that you will eventually be limited by how hard you can work. Even if you manage to work 24 hours a day, there will come a time where your business and your marketing requires 25. Like so much else in business, sustainable success in online marketing requires systems. Number 4. Working harder isn't always the answer. Simply working harder will not necessarily make you achieve more. Sometimes it will make you achieve less. The 80-20 principle, which is a widely accepted theory as to the relationship between effort and results, states that roughly 20% of our efforts in any endeavor actually achieve 80% of the results. So yes, maybe Gary Vee got successful by working 15 hours a day and giving his 20s to his work, but he probably could have achieved very close to the same results by working a lot less each day. I spent years wasting my time doing this, thinking that if I wanted to achieve anything, I had to spend every waking hour of the day doing it, dedicating my life to it, living and breathing it, or I wasn't trying hard enough. But the reality is, I could have spent a lot less time working on those things and achieved very close to the same. Just because you're working doesn't actually mean you're achieving more. In fact, it may even make you achieve less. For a lot of things, especially creative pursuits, which all business involves, our brains need downtime in order to process the information we're trying to sort through. Number 5. The damage you do could last for years. Putting as much pressure on yourself as Gary Vaynerchuk is implying we need to in order to be successful. This could have many longer lasting detrimental effects than you imagine. Working 15 hours a day and taking no downtime for the whole of your 20s will more than likely result in you suffering from stress. Number 6. You might not be around to see the payoff. What if you do what Gary suggests and devote all of your time and energy to working based on the promise of some shiny future where one day you'll be successful, but die before you get to the payoff? Gary's basically suggesting deferring your life for the next 10 to 20 years. Don't go have any fun, see your friends, or do anything just for enjoyment. Number 7. Success, happiness, life. All of it really isn't about money. Sure, we need a certain amount of money to survive, and the more we have, the easier certain things will be, but money will not actually make you happy and feel fulfilled. When I was in my 20s, I too just wanted to be successful at business, but then I realized that actually it's far more important to be successful at life. For me, success no longer has anything to do with how much money I'm making or how big my business is. It is focused on whether I have freedom, whether I'm learning, whether I'm happy, and whether I'm helping people. Success can be defined however you want, and not even challenging people on the assumption that it equates to wealth is irresponsible. Then going so far as to tell people that working all hours of the day is basically a requirement for success is just downright toxic and harmful. Number 8. Stop trying to unlock yourself for the sake of achievement. As Vaynerchuk says often, I don't know what will happen once I buy the jets. I don't actually want to buy the jets, I'm in love with the hustle, the game. And what happens when that game stops? When you can no longer escape into the endlessly fun pursuit of mastering the rules, overcoming obstacles, and proving yourself among your competitors. What happens when you've bought the new meditation drink and you're bored of wearing your meditation clothes and you've eaten all the nearby meditation friendly food spots? The dust will settle, you'll find yourself in silence, and in that uncomfortable moment with nothing else to achieve, you'll be left with only yourself. Number 9. Entrepreneurship is a game. When Gary Vee says that entrepreneurship is a game, that's where the problem arises, since games are how we construct our egos, how we figure out who we are and what we stand for in relation to the rest of this big world. But games do not point to your true self. And I fear with people in a position of influence who talk the talk but don't walk the walk, more and more people will move farther and farther away from the whole purpose of meditation, treating it like a shortcut to greatness. Then the entrepreneurship community too will be nothing more than a bunch of Lululemon wearing subscribers to Headspace saying the words like parrots, I'm way more mindful than a lot of my peers. Number 10. This is a marketing problem. If you're still not with me in thinking this is ridiculous, step back from marketing for a moment and reframe this statement in another way. Your mother needs life-saving brain surgery. Do you want the smartest person with the best grades to carry it out, or the one who could pay £200,000 to step inside the vortex? Your child is learning to drive. Do you want someone with the qualifications and a license to show them how to handle a car, or just let someone who has spent a few years cleaning the shoes of someone who can drive? You need someone to look after your tax affairs. Do you get a chartered accountant with a good track record and references, or pick the guy who spent years carrying coffee for rags to riches success story? Alright guys, this brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our content in the future. Also guys, if you could please check out one of the 2 videos you're seeing on screen right now, it really does help us out. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.